How to make cold calling so stress-free, simple, and effective that it will literally become boring, except for the fact that it's probably going to help explode your sales. This video, I think, is going to be the foundation for helping you make cold calls so simply and effectively, and make it so they don't seem like they're cold calls. Actually, no one will very often identify it as a cold call. Very, very often you will find yourself in situations where people don't even identify you as salespeople, and you will get so much more trust, respect, and cooperation on the line that is just going to blow your mind, and it's going to blow up your sales too, or your leads, or whatever your goal is in making a cold call. And I think you're going to really like it. It is a big mind shift, or a mindset shift, and it really is great for you because it's less stressful, more effective, and it's great for the other people on the other line because it's not stressful for them either, and they're not going to be like, oh man, I got another cold call, that type of thing. So how do we do this though? Basically, you gotta understand a few things first. Obviously, cold calls are annoying for both sides of the fence. You want to make it a win-win situation so both parties are happy. But how do you do that? First, we got to think about what a cold call is doing and what your real motivation for it is. Obviously, it's to get a sale, but you need to get your mind wrapped around a certain little concept first. Good way to do that is to put yourself in the shoes of someone who is going to actually just bought a car. Let's say you just bought a car. Went out to the lot, you bought a car, you're really happy, and there's no way that you're going to buy a new car anytime soon. Nothing that anyone can do to make you buy a new car right now. But you get a cold call. Someone on the other line says, hey, Mr. Smith, it's Bob down at the dealership, and we got these great deals and blah, blah, blah. And no matter how great the deal is, no matter what the price is, no matter how awesome the car is, you're just not going to buy because you're not in the market. So you're going to tell them no, and the sale is not going to happen. But let's say on the other hand, you're really unhappy with the car you're driving right now, and you are in the market to buy a car, and you're going to go out and you're going to buy a car real soon, and you know it. So let's say you go and you get a cold call. Pick up the phone. It's, hey, Mr. Smith, it's Bob down from the dealership, blah, blah, blah. We have the great deals and blah, 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 great deals and great prices, and you know the drill. So even if you're in the market, and even if they have great deals, and even if they have great cars, and even if they have the best car you could ever want for the best price ever, you're probably going to tell the person on the other line that you're not in the market, or you're going to hang up on them, or something like that, because it's a cold call, and you just don't want to deal with it. You want to go out, and you want to buy. You don't want to get sold to. So what's the real goal of a cold call other than making a sale or a lead or whatnot? What you really need to think about first is getting to the truth, because that is the biggest first barrier. You need to find out what's really going on, and you need to get them to trust you, because that's the only way they're going to tell you what's going on, and they don't want to be sold to. Otherwise, they're just going to shut down, and they're not going to tell you what's really going on, and you're going to lose so many sales before they could ever happen, not because they couldn't happen, is because they're just going to lie to you, get you off the phone, and you're never going to have a chance. So you need to get over that initial barrier. If you keep using the old or even traditional new kind of 30-second elevators pitches, or kind of value propositions, or can I get 30 seconds of your time to see if we're a good fit, or things like that, people will shut down on you. Almost always they're going to shut down on you, and if you do succeed, it's going to be just despite yourself, and you're going to turn it into a numbers game, and you're going to hear people make more calls because, you know, one in blah 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 number is going to turn into a sale. You're just banging your head against the wall against so much resistance, and you're going to be fighting yourself emotionally, and you're going to be fighting, the prospect is going to be fighting you, and it's just high resistance sales, and I hate it. So how do you get to the truth? You can't sell right away. You need to turn the tables. You need to make things different than they are. Don't sell right away. Don't even tell them why you're calling right away a lot of times, or make them confused. That's a really good way to do it. I know that sounds weird, but it really, really works. Keep in mind, what we're doing here is we're trying to help the other party out here, and we're trying to make things easy on them and easy on you, and this is good for both people. So try to make it this is a weird concept, kind of ninja stuff, but make it their fault or someone else's fault that you called them. You got to turn the tables on them. And you can't make it seem self-motivated, because if you do, then people will get very resistant on you and they're going to be suspicious of you. Make it something else's fault that you're calling. And be okay with being confused or not as good as the prospect. It's okay to not know the answers to things. It's okay to be confused. Confusion is great because people want to help confused people, especially if they're caught on the line with them. They want to give you answers to get things back to normal again. Being confused is kind of like being mentally off balance. If you're off balance physically, you're going to try to grab something to get back in balance, and that's what you want to do with them mentally. And so you want to make them give you answers instead of you trying to blab about how you're great. And that's kind of advanced. We're going to get into more stuff later. I can't cover everything in this video. I wish I could, but we'll do it later. But you want to have more of a customer service mindset than a sales mindset, because people are not suspicious of customer service. Customer service is usually bored. They're in a call center. They have to make calls. They're not self-motivated calls. They're motivated by, someone says, hey, can you call this customer back about their ticket that, their help desk ticket that they put in, or this technical glitch or whatnot, or they're taking inbound calls, and they're still happy. They're friendly. That's what they're paid to do. And they're trying to help people resolve their issues. And that's where you kind of want to come from in your mind. And you almost want to sound bored, and you want to be the person that wants to get off the phone before the prospect. If you can get that in your head, if you can be the person who wants to get off the line before the other person, if you want to hang up on the prospect before the prospect can hang up on you, and you're trying to find reasons to get off the line, you would not believe how much that turns the tables, and the prospect will want to keep you on the line and try to almost tell you why you're trying to call them and keep you on the line. That is such a great power position to be in. So you want to be the person who wants to get off the line, and you don't even want to be calling them, is kind of the mindset that you want to have. So you need to come in almost wanting to run away. Weird little mindset tweak, and we'll show you how to do that more in later videos. But I can't get into objections. I wish I could right now, but we're almost out of time. But this really does work. It's very effective. I wish I could give you a little bit more examples right now, but basically you want to say, let's do a quick one. You call someone and you say, hey, it's Sean from Company X. Is this an okay time to talk at all? The person will usually say, you want to get them to talk first. Person will usually say, oh yeah, it's an okay time. What's this about? Or something like that. You say, oh, I don't actually know if there's actually a point in us talking or not, but I was actually just giving you a quick call. I guess I understand that we were kind of working with you folks in the past on some sort of cost-cutting initiatives around whatever your product is, and I didn't know exactly what that was about, or if there was even kind of a point in us still speaking, or if you folks are even kind of looking. I just didn't want to leave you folks hanging at all if there was anything that was supposed to be happening. And a lot of times right there, that's confusing, right? A lot of times people will be like, who are you calling with again? What do you guys do? And then sometimes you will get, and then they asked you to kind of tell you what they're about. That's a great place to be in. Or they'll say, oh yeah, we were kind of working on some cost-cutting initiatives with this type of thing. And then they'll say, what exactly was it that you were doing again? And then you can tell them again. And then they're kind of leading you down something, and then you're in the power position, and that is just the start. But things start off on a great foot there. So you're not selling them, you haven't done any kind of propositioning, you haven't done any 30-second elevator speech, and you're still in the clear. You're awesome because they're asking you. And this really, really works. It is so effective. It's the first step. You didn't come blasting in trying to sell them something, and that's huge. That's a huge trust thing. You never get rejected, even if things go bad. Usually it's like, oh, sorry, we weren't actually looking or whatnot. You never want to make up an initial call that's a lie. You want to obviously come up with some real reason why you're calling. I was just using an example there, but I'm almost out of time. This stuff works. I really hope that you found this video at least initially helpful. Come visit us at Ninja Cold Calling for more information. Thanks.